Parshat Shelach tells the very sad story of how the 12 spies who were handpicked by Moshe to scout out Eretz Canaan, the land of Canaan, came back after 40 days and gave a demoralizing report to Bnei Yisrael, to the Israelites, who believed them and who wept. They were afraid. There was no way we were going to come into this land. There was no way we were going to conquer the people there who were enormous and powerful and strong and giants. And only 2 of the spies spoke up and they said, no, it's a good land. We can go there. We can defeat them. Hashem has promised it to us. But by them it was too late. And Hashem said, because you have rejected this land, you will not come into this land. You will remain in the wilderness for 40 years. Your generation will die out. And your children, the ones that you were so afraid for, the ones that you were afraid would be killed, they will come into the land and they will inherit it. And every single year we read this parasha. And for me, it's an annual reminder, an annual anniversary of how we should be reminded that we should never reject Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel. You know, sometimes people go to Israel and they say, I had a fantastic time in Israel. It's really nice. You know, the weather's good over there, and I swam in the sea, and I had some falafel and pitta, and I went to the major attractions, and I even went to some of the Jewish places. I went to the Western Wall, and I went to the cave of the patriarchs and the matriarchs in Hebron. But you know, Israel's not really for me. I'm going to live here in the diaspora. And of course, I live in the diaspora. Many of us do. We have a good life in the diaspora. But we have to know where our home is. Our homeland is Eretz Canaan, the land of Canaan, which Hashem promised to Abraham, to Yitzhak, and to Yaakov, and into which he brought Klal Yisrael, the Jewish people, with Joshua, and where they had a homeland for many, many hundreds of years. And they had 2 temples, the first which stood for 400 years and the second which stood for 420 years. And the Talmud tells us that there were certain sages who were absolutely careful never to say anything negative about the land of Israel. Even if it was very hot, they would move into the shade so as not to say, wow, it's really hot. And it tells stories of sages who literally got down on their hands and knees and kissed the ground and hugged the rocks and just loved the land and took in the whole atmosphere. And the reason why they did it is they were trying to show us, don't make the mistake the spies made. The spies rejected the land. And even though it was a land, and they were only speaking Lashon Hora really on an inanimate object, on sticks and stones and grass and fields and mountains, but look at the negative impact that it had, that generation lost out on the land of Israel. So yes, it is a land that comes with its difficulties and its challenges. In fact, the Talmud says that it is one of the 3 gifts that God gave to the Jewish people, but it comes with many yisurim, with many difficulties. But it is an Eretz Chemda Tova Uchava. It is a beautiful, beloved, spacious, and just beautiful land that Hashem gave us. We should make every opportunity to go and visit, and please God, to go and live there, and to make aliyah in the land which Hashem promised our forefathers. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.